Hello and thank you for clicking on this educational video. Today we are going to be talking about sextortion, a cybercrime that is mainly targeting teens and adolescents, as well as older people and just people who are vulnerable online to scams. So firstly, what is sextortion and what can parents do to stop and help prevent this? Not too long ago, making prank phone calls was the worst trouble a group of teens could get into with the telephone. But today, predators use phones to stalk and blackmail teens on social media and dating websites. Sextortion, the act of threatening to share nude or explicit images, is more common than you might think. And cases affecting young children, teens, and adults have increased exponentially in the past 2 years. In fact, Homeland Security investigations received over 3,000 sextortion tips in the year 2022. Investigations received over 3,000 sextortion tips in the year 2022. One current sextortion trend targets boys between 14 and 17 years old, where adult predators pretend to be young girls to feign romantic interest in the boys on gaming platforms, apps, and social media sites. It starts simply enough. A teen responds to an online request to expose parts of their body on webcam or send nude photo to an online friend. The next thing the teen knows, their new friend threatens to expose them by publicizing the photos unless they pose for more explicit photos or send money. In some schemes, adult predators deceive and manipulate young males into engaging in explicit video activity where the predator then secretly records. The predator then reveals that they've made the recording and threatens to post clips online if the victim doesn't pay up. This is terrifying and dehumanizing violation, feeds on victims' shame. The emotional results for victims, especially kids, is devastating, feeling embarrassed, hopeless, and isolated. Many of these teens have nowhere to turn. Some even go so far as to take their own lives without knowing that help is available. So this crime comes in many different forms and variation. Traditional sextortion versus financial sextortion. Traditional sextortion often occurs when a victim is threatened or blackmailed into providing more sexual imagery. The predator threatens to share their nude or sexual images with the public. Financial sextortion occurs when a predator demands money or gift cards in exchange for keeping their sexual images private. In a recent analysis by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, financial sextortion is on the rise. Currently, as many as 79% of predators seek money rather than additional sexual imagery. Skilled, ruthless individuals carrying out this crime have honed their techniques and approaches to maximize their chances of success. The following are some common tactics these predators use to entice victims. Developing a false rapport with the victim, secretly recording explicit videos and messages during chats, using multiple identities to contact the child, pretending to be younger or a member of the opposite sex, hacking accounts to steal sexual images, threatening to commit suicide if the victim refuses to send images, visiting public social media platforms to find out more about the victim. This happened to me in my experience, including accessing the victim's friend list and searching for other personal information that may harm their victim's reputation. In their initial contact with a young person, predators often send friend requests and approach teens with compliments or flattery. They may also promise a romantic relationship. They start what appear to be a genuine conversation to spark up close friendships with their victims. Sometimes these criminals offer children something they value, such as a possibility of a modeling contract, online game credits or codes, or money, cryptocurrency, and gift cards in exchange for a quick picture. Some even hack into computers to unearth sensitive material. These predators then threaten to expose the material if the victim refuses to comply with their demands. They may also threaten victims by falsely claiming that they already have explicit photos that they intend to distribute, or they may threaten to harm the victim, other people, or things the victim cares about. These criminals commonly make first contact with a victim on one platform and then ask to move to a second or third platform that uses encrypted messaging to make tracking their crimes more difficult. So again, sextortionists record and preserve entire chats and videos. They may also visit public social media profiles to find out more about their victims, combing through friends lists and gleaning over personal information that may harm their target's reputation. If you or someone you care about is experiencing sextortion, there are laws protecting you, including even removing explicit online images by doing the following: reporting sextortion before it happens to someone else. One sextortion cyber tip to help Homeland Security identify and help 30 victims. If someone threatens to share explicit images of you, they're likely also threatening friends or others you know. Be sure to save all conversation, chats, or messages between the predator and the victim. Sextortion is illegal. If you or someone you know is a victim, help is available for you. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is the nation's largest and most influential child protection organization leading the fight to protect children. It maintains a multitude of resources for kids and the people who keep them safe. NCMEC's cyber tip line gives the public and electronic service providers the ability to report suspected child sexual exploitation, including sextortion and online enticement. After NCMEC completes its review of the tip, it compiles a report that becomes available to the appropriate law enforcement agencies. For families with missing or sexually exploited children, NCMEC provides support services such as crisis intervention and local counseling referrals. Team Hope program connects families with peers who have had similar experiences and can offer compassion and teach coping skills. Here's a list of actions that you can teach your child in order to protect them from this threat. Don't accept friend requests from anyone online you don't know in real life. Don't give any personal contact information like email or handles to anyone you haven't met in real life. If someone you don't know asks for personal identifying information, say no. Never share your passwords with anybody. Don't use easy-to-guess passwords such as pet names, birth dates, or anything that someone can guess by reviewing your social media profiles. Don't click on links in emails that come from people you do not know. Teach your teens to report threats. Though they may be stressed or embarrassed, talk to them about online safety and encourage them to come forward. Be wary of the recording devices you bring into your home. Some low-security devices such as baby monitors and nanny cams are easy to exploit and hack into. Assume your webcam or recording devices can be activated remotely. Never have your phone or other electronic camera devices pointed at you while undressing or in a position you would not want to share with the world. Cover your webcam when you're not using it. These protective measures may seem excessive, but when we view the extent of this crime and how prevalent hacking has become, I really do agree with a lot of the measures mentioned by the Homeland Security. However, the main tip in order to keep your teen safe from these online risks is to educate them about them, especially, and make sure that they are comfortable coming to you if this were to happen to them, and know that they have rights when it comes to facing this crime.
This is 16-year-old Walker Montgomery from Mississippi. In December of last year, Walker started talking to a girl on Instagram who said they had a mutual friend. Walker was eventually convinced to engage in sexual activity over video chat with the girl in an Instagram DM. Only it turns out the girl wasn't who she said she was. According to the FBI, it was actually a scammer in Nigeria who recorded the video chat and then threatened to post the video online if they weren't paid $1,000. Walker's dad explained what happened next.
And the information we collected shows that the pressure Walker was under was unbearable, to the point that during this exchange, Walker finally tells him, "Hey, I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to kill myself." And they respond with, "Go ahead, because you're already dead." And as a parent, obviously you hear that and it's heartbreaking.
Walker took his own life soon afterwards. Sextortion cases like this are increasing at an alarming rate, particularly among young men, and the FBI has issued multiple warnings.
Report it immediately. The recommendation is don't send money. Sometimes these images do get shared if you ignore the call for funds from the extorters on the other end, but we find that if you ignore them, they typically go away.
If it happens to you, know you're not alone and there's help. You can call 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
About this crime in 2017 about David Rossi, a 30-year-old who was arrested for trying to lure minors online. Police said Rossi contacted his victims on Instagram, claiming to work for a fashion company. He even used a fake name, Anna Stein, to hide his true identity. He asked his victims to send him intimate photos of themselves, then offered to do a photo shoot in exchange for a large sum of money. If they refused, police say Rossi would threaten to spread the intimate photos on the internet. Rossi was even caught on other platforms like Snapchat committing these crimes while using the names Soho Mark and Eat Drink Slow. Using these profiles, police said the suspect charmed his victims by offering them expensive gifts in exchange for photos and videos of a sexual nature. This case late last year from the Bay Area of California, where a man allegedly involved in a child exploitation case was arrested thanks to a tip report submitted by the Wolf Project. I have volunteered with the Wolf Project for a while now. Alameda police have arrested a person who is allegedly involved in a child exploitation case, first reported to officers by a nonprofit advocating online safety for minors. Alameda Police Department officers arrested the individual at the suspect's workplace in Emberville on November 2nd after several months of investigations, stemming from a tip-off from the Wolf Project, Inc., officers said on Monday. In June of 2023, the Wolf Project alerted Alameda Police Department to a man's house concerning online interactions with minors. Some of these actions including the sharing of explicit content and maintaining of inappropriate online relations. As of now, Alameda Police Department have identified several of the minors the male suspects was in contact with. The investigation is still ongoing, according to police. Officers advised parents and guardians to talk with their children about online safety and the potential risk, and to take advantage of security and monitoring features that can be a safeguard to help online threats against minors.
A college-bound track star, 17-year-old James Woods, had just gotten his driver's license and posed for his senior yearbook photo when his mother, Tamia Woods, says an online predator targeted James on Instagram.
200 messages in less than 20 hours, and it ranged anywhere from I own you to you need to take your own life.
The FBI calls it financial sextortion. Minors coerced into sending compromising images of themselves, some by networks of criminals overseas operating off scripts. Children as young as 9 years old told to send money or the photos will be posted online.
Whether that is a child going into a parent's wallet or a child accessing their college money. Forms of payment have taken on gaming tokens, gift cards, and other online payment types.
From October 2021 through March 2023, the FBI has tracked roughly 12,600 sextortion victims, all of them minors. Since 2021, at least 20 kids have died by suicide, including Woods' son, James. Now the FBI is trying to warn parents and encourage victims to break their silence. The Woods family shattering the stigma.
You know, he was my only child. And so I have to live through my memories, and that's all I have now.
So what are the signs your child is being exploited online or is experiencing sextortion? Knowing these can help catch something before it escalates into an even worse situation than it already is. Number 1, seems upset after using the internet. If your child is withdrawn or down emotionally while using or after using the internet or electronic devices, it is likely there is something going on. Ask them if someone online is making them feel upset or uncomfortable. Number 2, takes photos of themselves in private. Someone online could be requesting inappropriate content from your child and demanding they keep it private. They will also likely display secretness and protectiveness over their technical devices. Number 3, changes in behavior. Behavioral or mood changes are the first sign that your child may not be okay and is trying to express it. A minor experiencing online exploitation tend to isolate themselves from friends, family, and peers. Number 4, receives an excessive amount of text or calls. This is a sign that someone could be demanding continuous contact with your child by threat, blackmail, or coercion. Number 5, unexplained gifts or electronic money. If your child has unexplained gifts or merchandise that you cannot account for or is outside their means to get, this is a sign someone is possibly exchanging these goods for content or contact with your child. I want to end this video with explaining what the Wolf Project is. We are a network of trained civilians in the art of baiting child predators online. Through a sophisticated network of undercover individuals posing as minors on various social media platforms, we aim to provide evidence of suspected child sexual abuser, child traffickers, and sextortion cases to law enforcement. In addition to aiding law enforcement in these investigations, we collect data in regards to frequent demographics, if any, of child predators platforms that have the most incidents and commonality among targets. Our data will be published publicly to better inform the public regarding child exploitation online. Please, if you have the means, consider a small contribution to the Wolf Project. It helps tremendously to get bills moving regarding child safety online and just to get law enforcement's attention on this. If you want to volunteer applications will open back up March of 2025. There are various positions to fulfill. Please visit the website if you are interested in joining this fight and reading up on it to prepare yourself. Thank you.